All right, Shalom. First of all, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and continues to rule well. Peace and salutations to all of the Akim out here, pushing this word in sincerity, truth, and in faith. And shalom to the Israelite foreigners, those of our people that very well may look exactly like the other nations, but their heritage through their father's seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Hebrew Israelites. And shalom to the few Aqua, the few sisters that's out here listening in all humility. I have another lesson. I'm going to entitle it The Blessings and the Curses. Okay. And the blessings and the curses are pursuant to the Israelites keeping the law, statutes, and the commandments. Blessings if we kept them, curses if we did not keep them. Okay. First, I want to go to Exodus 24th chapter, where the Lord gave the Israelites, through Moses, the law, statutes, and the commandments, and the Israelites agreed upon them. Okay? This is Exodus 24. I'm just going to start at 1. And he said unto Moses, Come up unto the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, thou and Aaron, and Nadab, and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, and worship ye afar off, and Moses alone shall come near the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai. But they shall not come nigh, neither shall the people go up with him. Okay, Moses was set apart. Okay. And Moses came and told the people all the words of the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, and all the judgments. And all the people answered with one voice and said, all the words which the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, hath said, we will do. Okay? And Moses wrote all the words of the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, and rose up early in the morning and built an altar upon the hill, and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings, and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto the Lord. To the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people. And they said, all that the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, have said, we will do, and be obedient. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people, and said, behold, the blood of the covenant which the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, hath made with you concerning these words. Okay? So it was a covenant. That was the first covenant that was made between the Most High and the nation of Israel. Okay, executed by Moses. All right, so let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28. We'll start at 1. It's lucky. It says, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord, Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, thy God, thou power, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth, and all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Okay, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, if we hearken diligently to all that was commanded, okay, just like we agreed when Moses sprinkled the blood on us, saying that all the words of the Lord we will do. Okay, I'm just going to read a couple of these blessings. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. Blessed shalt thou be, blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out. Okay, the Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way, and flee before thee 7 ways. The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses, and in all that thou settest thine hands unto. And he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Okay? The Lord thy, I'm going to read this last one. The Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he has sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God and walk in his ways. Okay? I'm just going to keep going a little more. And all the people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord Yahweh. Okay, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Yashar Allah, he is the prince of the power. And they shall be afraid of thee. And the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of thy body, in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy ground, in the land which the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai swear unto thy fathers to give to thee. Okay. The Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven, to give the rain unto the land in his season, and to bless all the work of thine hand. And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail, and thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath, if that thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai thy power, which I command thee this day to observe and to do them. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them. Okay? I ended up reading all the blessings because it's just 14 verses. That's really quick. All right? But that's what the blessings are. And we have not received those yet. Okay? Because we have not fully hearkened unto the Lord. Why? Because we were created subject to vanity. Okay, and he has to bestow the second covenant upon us. He has to actually write those laws, statutes, and commandments on our inward part for us to be perfect. Okay, for us to fulfill the blessings. Okay, well, for him to fulfill them on us. All right, and say it like that. All right. Now this is the curses is verse 15, the next verse. And it reads, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. And these curses have happened unto us, man. This is our plight. This has been our plight. Okay. Cursed shall be the basket and thy cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of the land, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. And we see that happening all the time. Okay, you got just like musicians, like James Brown. Okay, I'm sure he was cursed when he came in, a poor man, poor little boy, poor baby. And then when he went out, he had gained all this fame and everything, but when he went out, he was cursed. Okay, most of the entertainers are cursed when they go out. They don't go out, in good standings, as they would say. Okay. The Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, in all that thou settest thine hands on for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. Okay, and these curses go on all the way to 68. All right, I'm gonna read a few of them. Let me just skip 25, because this is the opposite of what the blessing was. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and shalt be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. And that's what's happened to us. Okay, we're in all nations now. Okay. The Lord will, 27, the Lord will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the emeralds, and with scab, and with itch, and wherefore thou canst not be healed. The Lord shall smite thee with madness, and blindness, and astonishment of the heart. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Okay? Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. Okay? 32, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hands. Okay, and that's has been proven through all the movies of slavery. Okay, when the massa would take the daughters and sons of the slaves and sell them off to another plantation. They'll never see them again, ever. That's the curses, man. We're under the curses now. Okay? But the Lord is lifting these curses off of us and putting it on our enemies as we speak. Okay? there's a lot of curses. 37, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, shall lead thee. A byword. What did they call us? They call us niggas, spics, tomahawks, wetbacks, coons, jigaboos. Okay, all kind of negative words, man. Everything but a child of God, they call us, okay? Because of the curses. Thou shalt, 41, thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. There it is again. Okay. 43, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt become down very low. All right, you got all these nations over here higher than us. They come over here and they look down upon us, man. Okay. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Okay. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Okay? That's how you know who the children of Israel are. Okay? Because of these curses, it's a sign and a wonder. No one is down like us, man. Nobody is beaten down and trodden down and afflicted, you know, and put through all kind of hell like us by these other nations. And no one has anything to say. No one comes to our aid. Everybody is against us. Okay, Psalms 83, read that. How all these nations came together and said, let us come together and make the name of Israel be no more in remembrance, man. Okay, it's because of the curses. All right. Uh, 47, because thou servest not the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, thy power, with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee. Okay, and the yoke of iron, if you look that up in Google, just put yoke of iron, you're going to see us, our people, with it around our necks, man. You're not going to see any other nation. Okay, you're not going to see, I've never seen an Edomite with a yoke of iron on his neck, man. Never. I ain't really never seen them in chains. Okay, picking cotton, being beaten, okay, children taken away from them. Okay. 56, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness. Okay, that's how delicate and tender our women were. They even put their feet on the ground like, I'm not doing that, no, it's too dirty, no. Okay. Her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom. And who is the husband of her bosom? Her man, her her tribe, okay, and toward her son and toward her daughter. And you see that. And toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear. For she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. Okay, and that has happened. We can read about that in the Apocrypha. Okay, they was, we'll eat your daughter today, tomorrow. Well, I don't know if they said daughter, your child today, and tomorrow we'll eat my child. Okay, that's what they did. And that's coming back. Okay. It says, if thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord thy God, which is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, then the Lord Yahweh will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed even great plagues, and of long continuance, and sore sickness, and of long continuance. And that's what's been happening, man. We've been trodden down for a long time, man. Hundreds of years. Okay? Hundreds of years. And in all these captivities, the Babylonian, the Medo-Persian, the Greek, the Roman, and now, even before that, in Egypt. Okay? So the Lord has did this to us for a long, this has been a long trip, man. Okay? The Lord don't play. He's not playing, and he's not finished. He's not finished, man. With the 2/3 of our people, they really gonna get it. Okay, Lord willing, I'm not of that number. I'm trying not to be of that number, because it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. And I'm reading the curses now, and everything that I've read of the curses, we've experienced that, man. And he said that Jacob's troubles is coming. Okay? The final judgment that the Lord is going to have on his people. You know? And like any movie, the last bit of it is the greatest bit. Okay? Man, it says, moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou wast afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. And ye shall be left few in number, whereas you were as the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, thy power. Okay? And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoice over you to do you good and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught. And ye shall be plucked off, plucked from off the land whither the Lord, whither thou goest to possess it. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Okay? And among these nations thou shalt find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, But the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. And that's where we at right now, man. You see how people out here done. Let Esau come around, man. It's over. Okay? And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. In the morning thou shalt say, would God it were even, and at even thou shalt say, would God it were morning, for the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see. And the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Okay, how did we get over here? On ships. Okay, and in the scriptures, this is the modern day Egypt, man. In the city where I was born, in Greenville, Mississippi. On every corner where you see the street signs now, you know, got the name of the streets on it. Every corner had an obelisk on it. Every corner. And had 4 sides, and one side, 2 sides had the street that's going this way, the name. And the other side had the street that's going that way name. Okay? Every corner, a damn obelisk, white with black writing on it. Okay? All over the whole city. Okay, a damn obelisk. Every corner. Alright? It says, and the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, shall bring thee into Egypt, but again with ships. First time we went into Egypt, we didn't have to use ships. We walked over there. But this is the new Egypt. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. Right, our homeland, Israel. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, slave men and slave women, and no man shall buy you. Buy meaning save or redeem you. Okay? Our only redeemer is Yahweh Shai. Okay, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Alright? This is what's happened to us. The curses has happened to us already. Okay? The blessings are the last ones to come. Is how the Lord is going to keep us, okay, in a perpetual state of bliss. He put the curses on us first, and then after he's going to put the blessings on us. Put the curses on us, making us subject to vanity. We're subject to these curses. But now we're going to be subjected to righteousness when he write those laws, statutes, and commandments on our inward part, man. Okay? And no one is going to be able to stop that, man. We won't even be able to stop that. It's going to be impossible for us to sin, which is a beautiful thing, man. Okay? So the blessings and the curses, man. This has been about the blessings and the curses. We got the curses first, and we're going to get the blessings last. That's going to last for eternity. All right? So, Lord willing, it was an edifying lesson. Until the next time, I want to say, Shalom.